Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. Ooni of Ife, upon seeing Paropos' tears as Iyanifa, who crawled to the future, revealed that if something is not done to wake Kabiesi up, Queen Naomi will not be released next week. They said Paropos was broken after he heard that because a lot have been done. Now, because Iyanifa has been very upset and has not been responsive, she has not been responding very well, they said Paropos had to make arrangement for some people to go to Benin Republic to go and find out what is going on. And they said these people went and they came back with their findings. And right inside Nigeria here, they say in Nigeria there, they say a lot of, they are going to different places and they are working back and forth with the help of Paropos to see how they can get Queen Naomi out of this predicament. And the entire time they said Ooni of Ife has not been responsive also at all, that he has not really been doing anything. He's been very lukewarm towards the entire event. And they said Paropos, who was very worried, he had to talk to Iyanifa. And they said when Paropos spoke to Iyanifa, that Iyanifa crawled to the future to see what is going to happen next week. And they said Iyanifa came back with a conclusion, telling Paropos, who was very optimistic at that time, that Naomi will go and next week and come back. Like Naomi, who has gone, will see and conquer and come back next week. But Iyanifa came out with a disappointing gist for the Ooni of Ife, letting the Ooni of Ife's father, letting Ooni of Ife's father know that if something is not really done concerning what is going on, there is a possibility that Naomi may not be released next week because of the number of people who are spiritually attacking and fighting, planting so much and making sure that nothing happens. That is what has been happening. That the fact that Kabiesi has kept quiet all this while has caused a lot of problems. And they said when the Ooni of Ife saw a Paropos in that years, they said he decided to do something that he could not even believe it. He couldn't even stand the father, crying like that. I want to use this opportunity to give an amazing hug to our channel members. Mommy Abe the Mommy Titi Layo Oluwa Yeye, Mommy Tony Uza, Mommy Joyce Ndubuweze, Mommy Kehinde Adeniyi, Mommy Busy Bee, Mommy Elizabeth Ogunrede, and Mommy Taiwo Ali Balogun. God will bless you. God will make his face shine on you. I appreciate you from the depth of our heart, from the depth of my heart. Look, all of us at Daylight, we are saying thank you. May God bless you. May 2025 be your year of everything that you have always expected. It shall come to pass in the name of Jesus. I would also like to use this opportunity, to make a full disclaimer here that the following content is based on rumor and speculation found online. It has not been verified and should not be taken as fact, Yeah, the reason why I started doing this disclaimer is because the other disclaimer a lot of people say is too long, and so I am doing this one right now. So, as we are hearing what is going on, they said that the Ooni of Ife is decided to do something. They said he has invited lawyers, a lot of lawyers, because shortly after this happened, when Naomi was taken to Agodi prison, they say a lot of lawyers, came out to fight that case for Olori Naomi, and they were willing to do it for free and all of that. There's this law term, and pro bono, yes, pro bono lawyers came out to fight for Olori Naomi. And at the time, Kabiesi didn't say anything. Kabiesi did not do anything. But what we are hearing now, if the information is true, is that Kabiesi has invited all of them to come and so they can talk. And they said as at yesterday, they were all with Kabiesi and sitting down and having discussion on the way forward. So for those people who are thinking the Ooni of Ife is not doing anything, because I was thinking so as well, they said said right now he has started doing stuff. They said his friends, two of his friends are in the country, and basically they is doing everything that is within his power to ensure that Queen Naomi comes out next week. They said this week there was supposed to be a court sitting, but I do not think that that sitting is going to hold this week. Apparently, is the one that is supposed to hold on Monday next week that will be holding. And I'm using this opportunity to beg Dela Rights, please, please, we are about 20,000 people here. I know that it's not everyone. For those of us who are listening, please, we need to pray for Olori Naomi. We need to beg God. We need to speak to God to temper justice and to help Naomi. This is a battle. Like it's such a big battle. It's such a great battle for Olori Naomi. Please, we need to continue to pray. Remember her in our prayers. And thank you for those of you who went from this channel to sign that petition. You have done well. We have always stood. Let us continue to stand because Nami is going to come out of this victoriously in the name of Jesus. So they said that the Ooni of Ife has actually done something this time, that those pro bono lawyers were invited, that he thanked them very well. And of course, they say one of the major reasons why it's as though the Ooni of Ife is not doing anything is because 35 children were unalive. They don't want the monarch to seem insensitive. They do not want the monarch to seem as though it's not important that those children died because maybe because they are poor kids and all of that, that the monarch is just being very, very careful with what he is doing. But basically, we are hearing that things actually changed a little this week that we have entered, that they are seeing action from the Ooni of Ife, that he is doing everything that is within his power to get Queen Naomi out in good time. This is what we are hearing if the information is true. They said Paropos could not even stand it when Iyanifa crawled to the future and came back to give that report that if Kabiesi does not stand well, that the one person who will help Kabiesi right now, both physically and spiritually, is who will help Naomi right now, both physically and spiritually, is Kabiesi. That if Kabiesi does not stand well, that they will take Naomi to where they want to see Naomi. Kabiesi must stand well. Kabiesi must do everything that is within his power to get Naomi out of there. And so they said this were the council of Iyanifa, who has not been picking calls for so long because she is very, very upset over what has happened to Olori Naomi. And she is actually upset with the royal family. That is the family of the Ooni of Ife. This is what we are hearing. If the information is true, I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media.